Okay, so by now, all of us know that DeepSeek is better, faster, cheaper than the other models. But this video is not about that. This video is specifically like if you're running a sales and marketing operations, how, as of now, how are like what kind of things are impacted in your day to day operations. And let me just say this: I'm doing this on 30th January, 2025, and the other models, I'm sure they are having like war room kind of discussions, trying to figure out how they can cope up fast. Why is everyone talking about human reasoning, right? And the reason is that this actually, while there are a lot of technical parameters when you're comparing AI models, but one of the primary things which differentiates AI models today is the level of human reasoning that it gets along, right? And we'll be taking some practical examples. Okay, before we begin, DeepSeek is available in three modes. You'll see when you go to the website, you'll see that one is what you call the stock mode, where you are, it's just like ChatGPT, right? And the second mode is where you can switch on the reasoning and the search, right? Search is enabled. It will make, so this is what everyone's talking about. The mode in which the reasoning and search is enabled, and which is giving better outputs than the others for a lot of the use cases that you're seeing on LinkedIn, especially. And the third mode is the one where this is an open source model, right? Just like the Llama of Facebook, this is open source, and which means that you can pretty much download it and run it in your own privacy, in your own private environment, if you, especially if you have privacy related concerns. Okay, so let's look at if I wanted to make this point about reasoning, right? And let's look at, in a typical sales and marketing kind of environment, what are the these are some examples of tasks where reasoning is less important. So something like writing a factual blog post on a topic like OCR, right, which has been around for some time. And like if you want to write a blog post around the pros and cons and challenges, like these are things which are pretty much documented, these are like facts, right? Uh, the, the second example where reasoning is less important, um, uh, and would be writing an email around a clearly provided USP. So what that means is, uh, you can, and in fact, if you go to AI Central, right, which is the platform that we have built with respect to for building custom prompts, you can pretty much have a very detailed prompt written for email copy, right? So you can have a very detailed prompt which really outlines the USP. So if you're uh, doing that, right, you're providing a very clear cut USP in the prompt, then writing an email does not require a high level of reasoning, right? And third example is formatting and charting out LinkedIn ads data, which is more of a like a manual, not manual, but it's a straightforward, right? It's, you just have to graph it out. So again, it's the reasoning is not involved here. Now let's compare this to these kind of tasks where reasoning is more important, and where, as a marketer, if you have access to models which do a good job with respect to reasoning, it's almost like talking to a colleague, an actual human colleague, and you're trying to understand. And as you chat with this model, which has, if it has a good level of reasoning, you're chatting with them, and it's almost like talking to your colleague, and trying to help him or her with the reasons, and hence the output with respect to these kind of tasks. So ICP research, improving marketing campaigns, and recommendations. So we'll be taking examples for all of these. In fact, if you go to a site, we have compared all these DeepSeek, and in fact the latest Quen model also, with the LLMs, right? The other LLMs, and here are some screenshots. So the first example is the ICP one. So what we have basically done is, we have used this prompt, the ICP description one, Basically we have taken the example of Nvidia here, right? So we have taken the example of Nvidia, and we have generated this prompt, and we have given this prompt for the basis of comparison. We have taken and for this video, right, we are taking chat gpt gpto uh, and Llama and DeepSeek and also Quen, right? So I'll be focusing more on how trying to give some examples where the reasoning of DeepSeek is better than the others, right? So if you give this ICP prompt output for ChatGPT, and based on the prompt, it has given you the ICP profile information, because that's what the prompt says, right? You're asking it to give all this information. So this is the output for ChatGPT, and let's look at the others quickly. This is for the ChatGPT O, and surprisingly not very well formatted. Uh, I want to now quickly move on to yes. So this is DeepSeek. Now you can see that this is what is the essence and the difference of DeepSeek with respect to others. Now you can see that it is saying that it's trying to give. It's basically detailing the steps, and it is providing you the reasoning behind the output, right? So it is saying that okay, annual revenue could be probably in hundreds of whatever, location wise probably global, with focus on tech hubs like US, Europe and Asia. Now this is exactly like this is what human like reasoning is all about, right? You're saying it's global but probably focus on these kind of tech hubs, right? It's saying, okay, years in operation might be 5 years plus, established enough to invest in high end tech. Again, example of human reasoning, right? This is how a colleague would have actually approached this problem, and it's giving you the challenges. So you'll find these glimpses of very high level human reasoning, and please remember this is like a basic the first level task. When it comes to ICP, you can actually then dig deeper, and then probably, I mean, we've not tried this, but it come with better examples of reasoning, human like reasoning. Other task that we looked at, email writing, and basically we said that we wanted to test the human like reasoning, right? So we basically said that okay, we've been doing the in the prompt we say, oh, these are the three kind of campaigns that we've been doing, and it's not working out, right? And we need help in developing a new email campaign. Right now, uh, the okay, let's look at how, you know how the models have approached this. Now if you look at chat gpt, it is giving you the weak reasons for failure for each of the subject lines, right? It's calling it campaigns. So for each of the campaigns, it's giving you the reason for failure. Okay, let's look at, this is GPT 4.0, and this is the reasoning screenshot. Not so great. It just comes across a little generic, right? And the DeepSeek screenshot, and you can see that okay, just like ICP, now the ICP one, it is taking you through the reasoning. So it's basically saying okay, let's look at the previous campaigns, and it is for each of the campaigns it's giving you, like for this it is saying okay, they need something specific to their challenge. Here it is telling you that you have to focus on features, not benefits, and then it's saying, okay, we need this kind of a subject line, and this kind of pain points need to come in the body text. So the overall, it is conversational. You'll say that's a big difference. You'll find that there is reasoning in the other model also, but the way it comes across here, it's a lot more. One is conversational, human like, and the other is it gives you the steps, right? It says okay, this is the problem with the previous one. Now let's start with step one, the subject line, then let's look at the next step. So it's it's more relatable. It's like talking to actual human and trying to understand the reasoning behind a certain output. This is the output, final output of DeepSeek. And uh, I mean, we're not going into the contents of this, because you can again give a more detailed prompt and improve it. But really, the kind of reasoning, right? So this is the reasoning of the new text which it has generated. It is saying subject, line, body, call to action. It's giving you good, like I would say these are better points with respect to the reasoning as compared to the other ones that we just saw before. Okay, and let's move to the last use case that we have, and this is with respect to the uh, so what we have done is we have given it LinkedIn ads data, and we have uh, basically again you can go to the AI central dashboard, and if you go to software and within LinkedIn ads, you you can generate this prompt, right, which basically asks the model to give like summarize the data and give recommendations, right, and recommendations being the main thing. Um, so here what we are trying to do is understand the kind of let's look at the screenshots and understand the recommendations. Okay, so this is chat gpt first of all. So you'll see that this is, so basically when you this is not chat gpt, sorry, this is chat gpt does not accept files. So this is the gpto model, and you can see that once it accepts the files, it is breaking it down in a it's telling you what it's all about, like python like manner, and then it is summarizing it. It's quite well formatted. DeepSeek does in this particular assignment. And so one thing to note is that as of now, DeepSeek is like, it doesn't help you in creating images. So it will tell you that you can do a bar chart for this, etc. But it does not actually do that for you. Uh, the which GPT 4.0 model will be able to do. Now, but that's not the important thing, right? So the important thing is the, yeah, because you can always use some other tool for that. The important thing is the other recommendations, because that reflects the reasoning of the AI model. And you can see these are the takeaways, right? It is telling you that these are the most efficient CXOs, generate whatever ads with introducing. This is a good one, right? So basically it's looking at all the ads and saying, okay, wherever there is introducing or expand in the headlines, it performs the best. And this is a very like this is something like a human looking at it would have looked at it in this manner. And this I did not see that in the other models. We have just provided the LinkedIn ads like performance data, which is just downloaded it and given it. If we had given more data with respect to the audience, the ICP, and in a lot more detail, the recommendations would have been richer, right, irrespective of the AI model. What the recommendations are always richer if you give in the ICP, feed the model with the ICP. So
Right.
overall, yes, it's not helping you to create images as of now. It's not helping you to chart out stuff and all that. But overall, we took three examples of tasks where relatively higher levels of reasoning are required, and you'll see that it has performed better. Right, we've taken you through all the screenshots. It has performed better than the others. Thank you.